in here. There are 3 of them. There are 3. Just going to sneak very slowly in here. Oh my goodness. Everybody, this is too special. I'm going to move very slowly around so I can see them nicely. Oh, this is just too spectacular. Hey everyone, how wonderful is that? The little ones have turned their heads to watch the bushwalk team retreating. That is just gorgeous. Ha! Now everyone, we do not often see things like this here. This is a sort of quintessential East African scene. And I am just going to have to get onto the radio to help the other vehicles get in here. So if I do suddenly start talking in a language you don't understand, well, in a jargon you don't understand, that's why. This cheetah has very clearly seen vehicles before. She's completely relaxed around us. Well, that's the only way, Mona, is because she's very clearly seen vehicles a lot before. And so that's how we're able to get this close to them. Just going to keep talking quietly, though. So, like I say, we don't see this often here at all. Alright, for those of you who have just joined us, we're going to leave you now, but you can, of course, just find us on YouTube. So just Google or YouTube Safari Live and you'll see us, and we're going to continue sitting with these magical animals. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your day and join us soon. All right, everybody. I've just got to get on the radio. There's so much deep confusion. Guys, they are static at the moment. It is a mother and 2 youngsters. They are relaxed. There's no rush. We are just south of the fire break and east of Sandy Patch Road, only by about 50 meters or so. It seems to have calmed things down a bit. There's now not such wild panic. When they heard the word Ishkankanka, which is the Shangaan word for cheetah on the radio, well, you'd have sworn that some kind of large-scale war had been declared. Such was the enthusiasm. No, Mobile Paddy, that's really the whole point of live safari, is that you can't script it. And you certainly couldn't have scripted this, especially as what we heard was Ralph was following up on the sawing of a leopard, and then we had Ralph has got a leopard on foot, and then we had no, Ralph's got a cheetah on foot, and then no, Ralph's got 2 cheetah on foot, and then we get in here and there are 3 cheetah. Because of course all they would have seen as they were walking along here were spots. I'm going to sneak very slightly forward because this cheetah is relaxed. We obviously don't want to frighten her with Wendy's smoke and noise, but just so that we can get the little bit more grass off Mum's face there. Yeah, Wendy has now decided that that's far enough. She's given up. That's okay. There's a slightly disturbing burning smell coming out of her at the moment, but we won't worry about that for now. the last time I saw a cheetah here, I think was those two males that we used to see on cheetah plains. I'm pretty sure you'll find that these two little things are their cubs. Well, that's interesting. So a few months ago, Tristan had a cheetah and 3 youngsters. And Michael, you say they were much older than these ones. And so it's not the same one. I have no way of judging either way, but I believe you, Michael. And James Richard, you agree that they are younger than the ones that Tristan saw. Now, my cheetah experience is limited, so I'm going to guess that this lot are probably about 4 to 5 months old. And I'd love to be able to see if they were little males or female as well. Sitting Bull, good morning to you. It's very difficult not to make jokes about that name. Big Horn, Little Big Horn, etc. Sitting Bull, in fact, it's so difficult for me to not make jokes that I've entirely forgotten your question. Can you go again with it, please, Kirsten? Oh, you want to know if they have spot patterns like leopards? No, they don't. But they do have obviously unique spot patterns. So if you look at the face of that little one there, you basically use the spots between the end of the face and the tear mark. Or maybe on the mum. No, she's not sitting still either. But when her face is still, you can see them. And that's how they do it. There, you can see between the tear mark and that line of coming, and the line coming off the eyes there, you can see a kind of arrangement of spots. You see that? And that's basically what you'd use. I'll show you on a picture, once we've finished looking at them. Look at those claws. They really are quintessential runner's spikes, those things. Ooh, what have we got? What you seen, my dear? I wonder if she hasn't spotted something nice to eat. There are lots of impala around here. Oh, absolutely, Snazzy. The limiting factor here is not the amount of food for cheetahs. The limiting factor is the habitat. They are coursing open area predators. And of course we don't have a lot of open areas in this part of the world for them to course in. But absolutely there is plenty of food here. I can't believe how special this is. Thank you, Herbert and Ralph. I wish you could have seen the picture of them fist pumping the air as we came in here. I'm just going to get on the radio. Go ahead. Yeah, let me just find out where Aubrey and Taxon are. Aubrey and Tax, confirm where you guys are. No, we're just helping him in now. Yeah, Duncan, just keep coming along from the gate, turn onto Sandy Patch and you'll see us off the road there. Look at these little things. Hey? Sebastian, how often have you had a sighting like this here?
The last cheetah sighting was in the Mara.
Yeah, exactly. I missed that one as well, Kirsten. Sorry about that. I'm going to drive her mad today. Ah. Well, Fern, you can see the mohawk is slowly disappearing already. And, I mean, they obviously have those mohawks from when they're born. They look like little badger mantles. And they will disappear pretty much from now, I guess. So, I mean, I think they're about, I would guess, 4 or 5 months old. Maybe a little bit older. But my experience of cheetah is so limited that it's really quite difficult for me to say. She is very elegant. It's interesting, you know, I haven't spent any time around a female cheetah for a very long time, and it's fascinating how much thinner her face is compared with the males that we'd spent so much time with in the Mara. I'll take an illegal photograph of her face and then I'll show you the spots, or what spot patterns we look at. Now, I wouldn't expect to see these chaps too many times here. I suspect what they'll do is they'll probably come here because of the noise of the lions close to where they were on the Manyeleti boundary, which is just sort of west and north of where we're sitting now. And I think they made a brief foray down towards central Djuma, but realized that the habitat isn't quite correct and then go back up to the more open areas of some of the Manyeleti plains and even into Buffelshoek. Oh, Laura, I'd love to be able to describe the smell of cheetah to you, but I'm afraid the only thing I can smell right now is the, well, rather hot engine of Wendy, which is the vehicle we're driving. I think you'll find I've been very close to cheetah before. I've been next to some semi-habituated ones on foot, with that got so used to researchers, and they were wearing a collar. And I've been probably 3 feet from a wild cheetah, and I don't recall smelling anything. And it's interesting, they look tremendously kind of relaxed and sweet at the moment, and they look very dainty. But when you get up really close to them, there's something behind their eyes that just makes you think, ooh, that's I don't want to mess too much with that. They are a big predatory cat, of course. And while they don't look particularly powerful compared to the human being, they are. Would anyone else like to hazard a guess at the age of these youngsters? I'd be very interested to know what you all thought. So as I said, I thought maybe I'm going to say 4 or 5 months. 4 months seems a little bit young. Louise, I think probably in the final control, reckons 6 months. I don't think that's impossible at all. They could be that old. I don't think we're going to be able to spend all day here, I'm afraid, because there will be quite a few people trying to come into the sighting. Lauren, I have never touched a cheetah. I'm quite pleased that I've never touched a cheetah, because if I had touched a cheetah, it would most likely mean that I had touched one in some kind of, those parks, I guess, where they keep animals like this. No, I've never touched a cheetah. Oh, look at the little thing having a yawn. Yeah, Wolf, you reckon 4 to 5 months old. I'm going to agree with you simply because you've agreed with me. Sean, you reckon 7 to 8 months? You know, I'd love to definitively say yes or no, but I'm afraid my knowledge of young cheetahs is too poor. It looks like a skinny little thing. Janine, you reckon 9 months? I think 9 months is too old, Janine. I think 4 months is too young as well, though, having seen them stand up now. I'm going to go with 5 to 6. Penny, you're going to get yourself into trouble asking questions like that. You say, do I think this solves the mystery of where the goslings went? No, I don't. I don't think they've been anywhere near where the goslings were. I think they would eat the goslings if they could find them. Oh, God, this is just gorgeous. I've never had an experience like this, everyone. We've had all those wonderful cheetah experiences in the Mara, but not with youngsters. Or I haven't had them with youngsters. Listen, they're purring. If you listen carefully, you can hear them purring. Now, see, the success rate of raising these things to adulthood is not good, but it isn't good for any of the big cats. I think you'll find that it's probably only about 10%, if that. If I do go silent every so often, it's just because I need to make sure that we're not monopolizing the sighting and that we allow anybody who needs to get in access. Here comes the other one now. Oh, there's a limp. No, it's just a stiffness. They're purring. They're purring. They're very skinny though. Very, very skinny. Can you hear them? I'm sorry about the static on the ambient, everybody. They're all very thin. Alright, I think we're going to have to... No, we can stay here for a while. I think we have to leave just yet. Especially as they may well just go straight north out of here. Oh, look how skinny they are. Juanita, she's missing a bit of her tail as well, I think. Juanita, the danger doesn't come from holes here. The danger does come, however, from possible actually disemboweling by sticks and stumps that they don't see in full flight. That's a little male at the back, the young male. And there have been quite a few records of cheetah in this area that have disemboweled themselves by running at full speed into a sort of stump that they don't see in the long grass. Because, of course, at 120 kilometers an hour, or 100 kilometers an hour, between 60 and 65 miles an hour, you can imagine the trauma that would be meted out on the body. I'm just going to find out where Aubrey is. Or Taxon, sorry. Tax, where are you now? Oh, no, those other guys are leaving. We can stay. Just go around the other side of them. Very, very exciting stuff indeed. I think they're probably going to go north into Buffelshoek. No, Dina, I don't. I think that they're much too old for her to be nursing them. I think they'd have tried to nurse there, and I don't think they'd look anything like as skinny as they are now if they were being nursed. You can still hear lions around this area as well. Sorry, I'm just listening to the radio. Ah, it's the leopard. The leopard that I think Ralph and Herbert were following is now calling not far from here. I know this isn't the best position, but I think what's going to happen is that they're going to move out into the open. What a morning, hey? Starts with Tingana, had elephants, and then 3 magnificent cheetah. But they are definitely very, very hungry. Yeah, you'll see us tax on the road, just keep coming. I think she probably spotted some impala around here. Yes, indeed, YouTube viewer, that is one of the distinctive marks on a cheetah, is those tear marks. The black tear marks, which in theory are supposed to act as a sort of semi-dark glasses, in a little bit like a football player might put that black polish underneath their eyes. I think Tom Brady does that, doesn't he? Just the glare. She's definitely missing a piece of her tail. That's very distinctive. All moving out into the open. She spotted something now. There were some impalas, I said, as we came in here. I really struggle to see an animal so skinny. Giraffe Gall, the healthy mass for a female cheetah, as far as I remember, is about 45 kilograms. What I am going to do there is just confirm that for you, so that I'm sure I'm not telling you a lie. Let me just check quickly. Yes, male mass 43. She looks like she might actually go for something. I can't see. It's a kudu. There's no way she's going to go for a kudu. That's all I can see from here. Yeah, it's a kudu. She's pretty interested. Definitely, Dina. She'd definitely go for a rutting impala lamb. I'm going to move, Seb. So, okay, I'm going to move now. Ready? See how the cubs follow her? They know she's on the hunt. This is much too big for her, though. It's going to get out of the way here. I think our signal is okay. Kirsten, let me just get into this area here. We're not far from the boundary, the northern boundary. She could easily disappear there. And I hope we don't lose signal here. If we do, I'm sorry everybody, I'm going to enjoy the sighting. There we go. Is that all right? If she takes a male kudu, there are a whole lot of female kudu as well. You know, I don't think it'd make a huge difference, you know. I don't think that loss of tail would make a huge amount of difference. Kirsten, as far as the unscheduled broadcast goes, the signal's going to get dodgy and the kudu are across the boundary, but it's up to you. She definitely looked like she's going to have a go. I'm going to sneak forward. Okay, go for it. Just going to park here so that we are not behind this bush. Oh, and there's an impala as well. Hello, everybody. We are sitting here on the western fringes of the Great Kruger National Park. If you joined us earlier, this cheetah and her two youngsters are now stalking some kudu and some impala. My name is James Henry Sebastian's on camera, and it is very rare for us to have a sighting like this in the Western Kruger National Park. It's normally too thick for this area. The youngster trying to help Mum at the moment. One of them stuck way further back. The male further back. I think it's a female cub that's helping Mum. Isn't that a situation that plays out in our own species again and again? They haven't spotted her yet. I can't believe they haven't spotted her. She's just hiding behind the bush there. Kudu are moving closer, but those kudu are huge. She's only a 43-kilogram animal, plus minus. That's about 90 pounds. Oh, and there's a young kudu. There's a baby kudu there. Look at this. I think she's going to go for it, you know. I'm just going to tell you what the youngsters are doing while Sebastian stays on the mum. The little female is close behind by about 20 meters. The young male about 80 meters behind. You can work that out in feet if you want to multiply it by 3.25. I can't do that with my adrenaline pumping like it is at the moment. She's about to run. There's a young kudu now relieving itself, has no idea that she's there. It's a tiny kudu, that youngster. I'm tempted to move forward, but if I start the engine, what's going to happen is that the kudu are going to look this way, and I don't want them to do that. She's got no idea. You're going to get the kudu in picture now, just behind there. There we go. That's the target. That's the target right there. And she's off. Go, 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 go. Okay, we're going to move. The little baby's trying to flank them. Don't want to get in between the youngsters and the baby. Between the mum and the baby is what I meant to say there. Don't know what's happened. Wasn't that exciting? So the little female cub went off this way. The male will be behind us, so we need to be careful not to cut him off. There she is. That's the youngster. That's not the mother. Let's carry on in here. There's no ways that kudu would have been fast enough to outstrip her, but once they get into these thickets, of course, then the advantage switches completely. And you notice how none of them big kudu turned around to help. I can see the youngster here. There. I'm just going to turn off. The youngster's now separated from the mother. And we don't want to make too much noise, but the fact that Mum hasn't come out yet tells me that maybe she's been lucky. This is absolutely magnificent. Sebastian, are you enjoying your little camera work? Brandon, yes, this is really live. I have no way of telling you that other than to answer your question and say this is really live. I can hear alarm calling that side. Let's try and sneak through this very thick area. So you've got two cubs there. Got alarm calling kudu there. I'm just going to try and be as quiet as possible so we don't disturb them. I'm going to turn off. The little cub looks a bit nervous. I don't know where the mother is. There's some big thickets in here. Kudu are gone. They're not alarm calling. Okay, I'm going to move again, Seb. The mother will come to look for them, but we just need to be very sensitive about making too much noise here. Sorry, there's a bit of a log in the way. Okay. If you have just joined us, the mother of the two young cheetah over here chased a kudu. Have you got her? Ah, they're all here now. There we are. Did she kill? She did. Did she kill? She did. She killed. I think she killed. The youngster's going in to eat. Oh, wow. She did. She got that little kudu. Now, one doesn't want to revel in the death, everybody, but this is exactly what they needed. Look at this. Look at that. How's that, Seb?
Yeah, a bit more forward. Thank you.
Got it. I'm just going to tell the others that she has killed. Tax orbs. Now look, they'll start to feed from the back of the kudu. And like I said, I don't want to revel in the death of this animal. But it is so necessary for them. They are so hungry. They are so thin. Absolutely stunning stuff. Now they must eat very quickly. What they'll try and do is drag it under this bush and then just get rid of any sign so that the vultures don't spot it. And they'll eat as fast as they can. They won't open up the belly until they've eaten out the hindquarters so as not to attract the hyenas. Now, we don't often see this sort of thing, everybody. This is really very rare. And Gillian, you say this is so far. It was so fast. It was fast. And it is so rare to see this in this part of the world because of the thick bush. This is not their ideal habitat. But here they are. See how she goes away? Just to secure the area, make sure there aren't any hyenas around. And so now they will eat the rump. No, Linda, this is precisely why they need to be so careful, precisely why she is walking a perimeter, and precisely why these youngsters are starting to eat so fast. They cannot take kills up a tree. That is only the preserve of the leopard. The cheetah is unable to do that. You just hear the wah of a grey go-away bird alarm calling above us. This is just unbelievable. It is the kind of thing you see in East Africa frequently because the habitat there is perfect for cheetah. But here, in the western Kruger, where the bush is much thicker, you do not see this often. Yes, Lucy, I agree with you. Double wow. Absolutely astonishing scenes playing out here. The female cheetah and her young cubs. Mum still walking a perimeter, making sure, sacrificing her also really fairly desperate need to feed. Gee whiz. You must be able to hear them crunching away, trying to break the skin at the back. And the question as to why they don't open the soft underbelly first must be answered, I think, by saying that they need to avoid the smell of the carcass, because that will attract scavengers. They will not be able to defend this carcass against even jackals. They don't take the risk. They are not built for fighting, and even a large group of vultures will chase them off. Eat, little thing, eat. Definitely, Nikki, they will have a hard time getting to the meat to start with, because they don't have the powerful jaw muscles of a leopard or a lion. They've sacrificed all of that musculature around the face for speed. Everything about this cat is a wild over-specialization for speed. They are very flimsily built in many respects, purely designed to be able to chase things at a speed that no other cat can. And you know, we were often told, as young guys, and you'll often read in less reputable books, that these cheetah will go for the rump like this one's doing because that's the richest meat. In actual fact, I suspect it has got much more to do with not wanting to open the carcass up and making the air fill with the innard, or the smell of innards and offal. Mum's still walking a perimeter. And even these alarm-calling birds will attract potentially other predators. No, Kayleen, I think these youngsters are big enough to open up the carcass. It's a young kudu, so it's not exactly a hard, leathery buffalo or a rhino. And so Mum is not going to give them a great deal of help, no. She got them their dinner, now they must cook it and eat it, while she secures the perimeter. All right, well, for those of you who have joined us for a second time today, or maybe the first time, on this little unscheduled show, please continue to follow us. You can just find us on YouTube, just Google Safari Live or YouTube Safari Live, and you can carry on watching us here. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your day and join us again. Okay, everybody, while you enjoy the sighting, I'm just going to get on the radio and make sure that we're not monopolizing here, because we might have to move out. Are there any stations standing by for this cheetah sighting? Okay, copy. I will move out as soon as you get here. Right, we've probably still got 5 minutes, everybody, so that's nice. Are we linking? Sorry, Kirsten. Okay, we'll stay until we have to leave. Okay, copy stations. I'll move out as soon as the next station gets anywhere near here. Phew! Sebastian, did you enjoy that?
Wow. Good to be back.
Yeah, it's just fantastic. You drive around here for days on end, seeing absolutely nothing but concrete and bushes, and then, bang, this happens. Leopard in the morning, cheetah halfway through the morning. You can see there's quite a lot of moisture on the ground. I always feel a little bad when I kind of revel in the death of a creature like this. I know, and I know that it's not. It can come across quite harsh, and it's really not meant like that, as I said. It's just that these things look so thin, and for some reason I can feel so much more sympathy for a young cheetah than I can for a great big fat male lion. So normally I'm very pleased when the prey escapes, but in this particular case I'm quite pleased that it didn't. Young as it is, I'm afraid. And what's so interesting also is that, you know, those adult kudu, if they turned, all they needed to do was stand still and face this cheetah, and she'd have run. Go ahead. It's the radio again. Now there is a leopard round. I'm just listening to Herbert on the radio. And the last time they heard the leopard, well, you know that because they were following up here. Copy that, I'll check just now. You know that they were following the leopard when they bumped his cheetah. And they are not far away. And of course, if we heard the leopard rasping around here, there's no question that this highly skilled cheetah mother would have done the same. And so she will be watching to see if the leopard doesn't come in. With absolute ease, Marcy, a cheetah will escape from a leopard as long as she sees him coming. They are much, much faster than any leopard, and they will easily get away from one if they see him coming. And there would be no fighting, and you know, no fighting at all. The cheetah is at the bottom of the predator hierarchy, of the top 5 predator hierarchy. They will not fight anyone for their kills. They might have a standoff with a hyena, they might have a standoff with a jackal, but if it comes to a physical conflict, they will almost universally back off. We did have that amazing picture that Scott managed to get in the Mara last week, where 2 young cheetah, older than these ones, I think probably about 7 or 8 months old, did with their mother stand up to one hyena, and the hyena backed off, and that's unusual. We've also seen one hyena steal kills from those 5 cheetah musketeers, all 5 of them. Now the mother is up and looking towards where the leopard was calling a little while back. No, Seb can't show you. All he'll get is the back of the car, I'm afraid. So let's just sit here and enjoy now, because we will have to move out eventually. Well, everyone, that's a very valid stress. Those of you who are feeling stressed out that these cheetahs are not getting enough food or not getting to the meat in time, this happens with cheetah countless times, where they kill something and then it gets stolen from them. It's why she very quickly pulled it underneath the squarry bush so that the vultures wouldn't see it. It's not warming up just yet, and so the chances of vultures actually getting into the air and finding it probably quite small at this stage. Now they're getting it. There we are. Straight into the meat now. The other thing is that those kudu did an alarm call, and because they didn't alarm call, it wouldn't have attracted the attentions of another predator. Lions, for example, if they hear an alarm calling animal, they'll know that there's another predator in the area and they'll just come in and look, because they're not scared of anything. Leopard might also be tempted to come in and have a look. There we go, the cox is open now. see also how there is no conflict for the food. They just make space for each other. There is no time, there is no hierarchy amongst them. And because they will not have to fit into a pride situation like lions, there is no help in them fighting each other for the food. Because lions learn from an early age that they must box each other in order to find their place at a carcass, otherwise they will not eat. Come on, little fellows, eat. Eat, eat, eat. I think we've got one male and one female cub. Alright, we're going to have to leave, everybody. Just keep coming up to the fire break. I'll drive out onto the road and guide you in. Alright, everybody, we're going to have to pull out of the sighting. A scrub hare has just escaped unscathed from here. Very happy that it is not a kudu for once in its life. Okay, wasn't that spectacular? Let's go back across to Ralph, who's got something that will eventually benefit from this carcass.